Okay, so what I did is I took this piece of aluminum U-channel and I made 3 holes. One represents the outside edge, which would be right there at 36. I'm sorry, 30. Then I took the middle one, which is where my track center is going to be. That would be 28. And then 2.5 inches on the other side. So it's basically from the center line 2.5 inches this way, 2.5 inches that way. So I drilled those 3 holes. Then what I did is I took my outermost hole and I put it on the bottom of the last cut. So in other words, the outside edge, put it right in the center. And then from there, I went to the center line of the entire piece of wood, which I marked previously. I put a screw there as my fulcrum, my center point, my pivoting point rather. And then all I gotta do now is take my pencil on the top one and mark that entire arc all the way through. Then when you finish that first arc, what you gotta do is mark the outside edge from that hole to this hole. This way you know exactly what a straight line would be when you cut them, so you can butt them together. So once you get that on both ends, then you make the second line and the last line accordingly. As you can see, they line up right there. So when I make my next one, I'm basically gonna unscrew this, move it down. And I'm gonna take the top hole, I'm gonna put it right at the bottom of the last one, and then I'm gonna take this and put it at the center line. You know, double check it, screw, and then I can repeat. That's it. As you can see, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them already out of one piece of wood with minimal waste. It's just gonna be like that, the little inside wedge and the corners. So this is expensive plywood. Okay, hope this helps. Finished cutting the sections that I marked up on the plywood before. And this is what one of them looks like. Single one looks like that. And I guess if you cut them well, they don't have to be perfect, but if you cut them well, they should stack up just like these do here. I think the most important part though is that you cut straight lines at the ends, so when you butt them up, you know, they butt up centered. Otherwise the radius could either kick in or kick out a little bit. So with that said, I started making a circle. As you can see, that lines up very, very well. And you probably, if you look closely, they're actually overlapping. So the fact that it's so hard to see the overlap is a good sign. So here's the overlap right here. See that? So because I cut nice and straight here, all I gotta do is match up the center line and make sure that the entire edge is touching. Just kick this one out a little bit. And Oops, pardon me. So once I move one, the other one moves. It's hard to keep it centered. But you know, as you can imagine, once you start putting it onto the actual bench work, it's fine. So yeah, here it goes. So that's pretty much centered, and this is overlapping very well. So you know, I guess as you go, you gotta adjust a tiny bit, but like for example, there's a little gap there, so you know, that's probably what's making it a little bit off. But yeah, this is lining up nicely. So I should have about, I would say, 2 rounds, maybe 3, maybe a little more than 2. I just the only problem is that once you get to a point where your guide can't reach anymore, you know, you don't know where center is anymore. So what I was going to do was just put this the second piece of plywood down and stack that one, now that it's smaller, on top, and then mark center, so I can drill my guide into this piece of plywood and then mark that until I completely run out. As you can see, the scrap, what's left over, it's not that much. A couple of corners, and then just the little areas in between. You know. What I'm trying to show you is that it's minimal waste. And I forget exactly how many I got, and I'm not even done with the first one, but what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 9 pieces without the next few that I'm going to get from there. So definitely over 10 per sheet of plywood. All right, so that's pretty much it. Can't wait to put it together.